Hello, my name is Shannon Winiger, and today I'm going to be talking about the Magone Project. I am the recreation planner for this project. Today I'm going to be giving a little overview of a background, talking about the niche, talking about the National Visitor Use Monitoring, the existing condition, and desired condition. The vision for the Malheur National Forest recreation is that we will provide a healthy, safe, and well-maintained recreation opportunity. Recreation is important to the local communities and to our recreating visitors. It's important that we satisfy our visitors through information. We do that through the web, through brochures, through the office, and another vision that we have for recreation is to support the community stability. Our niche. The Malheur National Forest created a niche to help define how we would manage recreation on the Malheur National Forest. And our niche is a traditional way of life. It's a dispersed recreation destination where local communities share traditions and heritage with new generations and with visitors. Recreation visitors enjoy the freedom to hunt, drive, camp, and hike in a wild place, and enjoy the beauty and diversity of forest ecosystems away from major population centers. Basically, our forest is considered rustic. We do not design to an urban style. This here slide demonstrates the National Visitor Use Monitoring activity that was performed in 2009. This is done every 5 years. We are currently in a monitoring visitor use right now. And what I'd like to point out is that the highest activity on this forest is driving for pleasure. Another activity that people enjoy doing here is hunting. Hunting is really popular, starting in August and goes all the way to November. People also like to hike and walk. The trends show us what's really important and help us to define our niche and how to design opportunities for people that recreate here. Also, you can see that primitive camping and not developed camping is also important here on the Malheur. This is an overview of the existing conditions for recreation for the Magone Project. Currently, there is one developed OHV trail, that is the Nipple Butte Trail. There is one designated snowmobile trail. That trail starts at Four Corners and goes to Magone Lake Campground. There is one developed campground, and that is Magone Lake. There is one geological area, and this area is the area around Magone Lake Campground, and it's the area that created the slide, or the slide that created Magone Lake. There are 19 dispersed campsites that's identified in our GIS layer. That doesn't mean that there's not more camps out there, they just have not been recorded in our GIS layer. There are 15 miles of trail that's designed for foot, horse, bicycle, and OHV use. Currently, County Road 18, Highway 26, County Road 32, and Forest Service Road 36 serves as access to the planning area. Due to the ease of access to Magone, this area is easily accessible, and because of that, use is usually higher when it's easy to get to an area. Now I'm going to talk about existing conditions for campgrounds, trails, and dispersed campsites. There is one developed campground within the project area. That is the Magone Lake Campground. It is one of our most important developed rec sites on the district. It's an important resource that has different types of uses. At our campgrounds, the facilities are on the higher development scale. What I'd like to point out on this slide is on the left, um, there is a more open stand, and on the right, it's more condensed appearance. This is just an example of the recreating public camping at Magone Lake, and it just happens to be archery season right now. Dispersed campsites, as I mentioned, are managed differently. They are characterized by primitive structures that are usually, self-made, self-made toilets. They'll put up meat poles, fire rings or rock, and sometimes they'll have log benches. Dispersed campsites are usually concentrated primarily in flat areas off main transportation systems and where water can be accessed. And many are near springs or creeks. Dispersed campsites are usually used year after year, and the ground becomes compacted and vegetation is not as vigorous as a site that's not used as heavily. This is a slide that demonstrates a campsite, a dispersed campsite that has been heavily used, and as you can see, the area does not have any vegetation. You can see the rock fire ring, and this site is used pretty regular and year after year. This slide demonstrates a dispersed campsite that has little disturbance. You can still see the vegetation around. You can see the built log benches, the rock fire ring. This slide displays our existing trail conditions. This is Lake Butte Trail number 347. It's 7.5 miles long. It's a designated bike trail only. It's on an existing old road that has been closed, and as you can see, the barricade is uninviting and poor information that's provided to the public on our information board. Another trail that's a designated bike only trail is behind Magone Trail number 352. It's 4 miles long. It's a trail that is on the back side of Magone, and it does not have any loop opportunities. It goes from point A to point B. And as the previous slide, you could see that it was an old road that now has a barricade across it that says road closed. This trail does not invite people to use it, and it's not appropriate for a bike trail. This is a foot trail only that leads to the slide area. It's the Magone Slide Trail number 353, and it's 0.6 miles long, and it ends just below the viewpoint below the slide, and it as well does not provide any loop opportunities or any overlook views. This is the Nipple Butte Trail number 346, and it's 3.2 miles long. This trail accommodates foot, horse, bicycle, and OHV use. It follows the ridge, and it's it's on the boundary of the project. Desired conditions for campgrounds, dispersed campsites, and trails. A desired condition for campgrounds would be open stands with bigger trees within or around developed campgrounds. Dispersed campsites. A desired dispersed campsite would be having the vegetation intact, have low impact with little ground disturbance. Trails. This is an example, it's not here, it's an example of a bike trail. It's kind of flat, you can see curves. Now I'm going to talk about interpretation. This is an existing trail at Magone Lake Campground that does have interpretation, but what we would like to represent, to interpret at this site is this slide, which shows the formation that created Magone Lake. You can see where the slide, the hillside gave way, blocking, making the lake. So we would like to interpret along the existing trail another sign. In the planning area, there are other existing rec uses. Fishing occurs, hunting, huckleberry and mushroom picking, driving in the woods, winter activities, viewing wildlife, geology, and wildflowers. This is just a slide showing fishing that's occurring at the lake. This is an interesting activity that occurred. This is a bicycle group that rode in for a day to Magone, used our boat ramp area, and the objective was for them to ride there, eat, rest, swim, and just enjoy the day. Also, I'd like to point out that bicycle organizations bring economics to our community, and that goes back to that economic stability that we seek here on the Malheur for recreation. Other existing rec use I mentioned was hunting. The Magone Project is within the Northside Game Management Unit. The area is popular during the big game bow and rifle seasons in late summer and in the fall. Hunting is a trend that has been occurring, and projections are that it's going to increase in future years. A desired trail restoration proposed for Magone Project would be to extend the interpretive trail that's around Magone Lake. Another proposed project would be extending the existing bike trail that was on the backside of the lake, making it a loop system. And the third proposed project would be the hiker trail that ended at the end of the slide, not really going anywhere, not showing any overview looks, would be to also make this a loop trail. And this here is an overview picture of showing the trail. Currently the red is the existing, it just goes to the bottom of the slide, and the blue would be creating a new loop that would be having some stops so that you could have some overview looks. The overview looks show Vinegar Hill, Dixie Butte, Strawberry, Mountain, Wilderness, some real nice overviews.